Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing the Warzone 5 spawn. This spawn can be found in the southeastern part of the Gnome Deep Hub. To get to the spawn, I'll be starting at Edron Depot and using the Gnomish Crystal Teleport system. You will require a teleport crystal to use these teleporters. Once you get to Khazard-dûn, you'll go to the south to reach the Gnome Deep Hub. You can speak to any of the main NPCs in this area and say status to determine how many points you have for the Warzone. You'll have to ask using the Dwarves keyword, which are the tasks for the NPC Gnome Stonecutter, to determine how many points you have for this Warzone. It will require 15 points to enter the Warzone. If you have the maximum rank in the Bigfoot's Burden quest, it will cost 10 points instead. These points can be accumulated by doing tasks for Gnome Stonecutter or by handing in suspicious devices. Each suspicious device is worth 1 point. Once you have enough points, you can enter the energy wall and break one of the lava pumps. There are 3 that are found in this area. Once you break the lava pump, you can leave this area and jump in the portal to the north. You'll now have access to Warzone 5 for 8 hours. In Warzone 5, you'll find the creatures Tunnel Tyrant, Cave Devourer, and High Voltage Energy Elemental. This is a decent spawn, but not exceptionally good. It does have the benefit of being free quite often. This could especially be a good spawn to check during double experience or another event where you're having trouble finding a free spawn. I believe you could start hunting this spawn as early as level 300, but I would recommend 350 to hunt here more comfortably. The damage actually isn't too high while running the creatures, but if you get trapped or stopped to box, the damage can add up quickly, especially when you have many Tunnel Tyrants on you. Most rooms are quite open, which does make it easy to run the creatures, and you could begin your box when they are at lower health. It is definitely possible to hunt this spawn with mana potions, but I preferred Great Spear potions while full boxing as they could combo quite high. When hunting here, I used 1 powerful crit, 2 powerful life leech, 2 powerful mana leech, and an intricate magic level imbue, which I always have on my coif. Also, I had powerful snakeskin, which is the earth protection imbue on my armor. I wasn't taking too much earth damage, but with the powerful snakeskin imbue and the sleep shawl, I was still taking around 20%. Tunnel Tyrants take an additional 30% damage from ice, and they are the most abundant creature in this spawn, so I used Avalanche as my AoE rune. Cave Devourers are neutral to ice and take 20% more damage from fire. Many of the pulls here will only have Tunnel Tyrants or Cave Devourers, so you do have the option to switch between Avalanche and GFB depending on the pull. If you are a knight, you may want to switch weapons depending on the pull. You can see my route and the pulls I was doing to know which rune or weapon to use in each area. There are 2 to 3 pulls that will also include high voltage energy elementals, which are immune to both elements and will only take 65% damage from physical. If you are a paladin, this isn't an issue as they will die by your diamond arrows and mass sand. A mage would have to bring some stone showers here. As a knight, you'd want to use either an earth weapon or a physical weapon to take care of these, probably at the start of your pull. Their damage does add up quite quickly, but they will die quick themselves. While hunting here, I made 3 to 3.2 million experience per hour on 150% and between 500k and 600k per hour profit, not counting the cost of imbues. Your profit can also fluctuate quite a bit depending on how lucky you are with suspicious devices and the cost of them on your server. I was looting 10 to 12 suspicious devices per hour and they were worth 18k on my server at the time of recording. Based on the input analyzer, the max DPS I received was 2,875. Typically, it was closer to 2,200, but this high DPS happened when I full boxed with 9 Tunnel Tyrants in the West Pole when they were at full health. They had enough time to get some high combos in. But with the DPS often over 2,000, I preferred Great Spear potions because I want to box and make the pulls less stressful. While kiting the creatures, you actually don't take that much damage, but they do hit harder melee, which is why that DPS would shoot up when I would stop to box. When hunting here, I was taking 50% to 60% damage from Tunnel Tyrants, around 30% from Cave Devourers, and 10 to 15% from High Voltage Energy Elemental. Typically, I was receiving 50 to 55% physical damage, 20 to 22% earth damage, 10 to 12% fire damage, and the remaining percentages made up of energy, death, and life drain damage. You want to focus on protection against physical, earth, and fire damage, and the rest won't make that much of an impact. Sleep Shawl will be useful in the spawn. You may want to try swapping a Falcon Coif for the Lion Spangen Helm if you have both. Lion Spangen Helm is the cheaper option, and the additional earth protection will be helpful. I tried both the Suncatcher and the Moon Mirror, but the Suncatcher seemed like the better option as I was taking a fair amount more damage from fire over death. Also, if you're at a lower level or trying to spawn out for the first time, we want to use a Prismatic Ring for the additional physical protection until you are comfortable. The cost to access the spawn makes it not a great area if you only have time for a quick 1 hour hunt. The profit will still cover the cost of entrance. This becomes a better spawn when you're able to hunt for a longer duration or return multiple times in the same 8 hour period, as you only have to pay the entrance fee the once. Also, it's important to know that you can still enter the Warzone before the 8 hours is up, but you will not be kicked if you're already inside. This means you can enter the spawn 7 hours and 59 minutes after you first enter the portal and still do a full hunt. You can even log out within the spawn and come back more than 8 hours later and still be able to do your hunt without having to pay for access again, unless you leave the spawn. This can be a good spawn for hunting task completions. I was killing around 360 tunnel tyrants and 270 cave devourers per hour. This is a good option if you're looking for a free spawn that will allow you to complete 2 hard category creatures at once. It would be best to come here if you manage to roll both creatures or want to roll them multiple times in a row. Or if you just want to complete these entries and continue hunting here for more time to cover the entrance fee. There are a total of 125 charm points if you do unlock all of these creatures. The main reason to come here is for the tunnel tyrants and cave devourer. Warzone 5 is the only place in Tibia you'll find these creatures, and they'll get 50 charm points each on completion. High voltage energy elemental can also be found in the Orman Golem factory raid, but you complete them a lot faster here in Warzone 5. Based on my rates, at this spawn it would take 7 hours to complete tunnel tyrant, 9 hours to complete cave devourer, and 6.5 hours to complete high voltage energy elemental. Hopefully this video can help you find a spawn if you're struggling and give you an idea for something new. If you have any questions, or if you try to spawn out for yourself, let me know in the comments. It would be helpful to see how different vocations and level ranges are able to handle it. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below as it will help me out. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!